Okay, you're on.
Let me begin by thanking the citizens of Circleville for their sacrifice made during this difficult time. Your patience and understanding is welcomed by both your neighbors and your friends. The city of Circleville will continue to follow all guidelines established by Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Husted as we all continue to fight the COVID-19 crisis. As the mayor of the city of Circleville, I have consulted with the city auditor, city council president, city law director, city HR director, and the Pickaway County Municipal Court judge. All are in agreement that I now declare a state of emergency in the city of Circleville. This declaration is as follows. Whereas COVID-19 is a respiratory disease that can result in a serious illness or death, is caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is a new strain of coronavirus that has not been previously identified in humans and can easily spread from person to person. The virus is spread between individuals who are in close contact with each other within about 6 feet. Though respiratory droplets produced when an affected person coughs or sneezes. It may be possible that individuals can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it and then touching their own mouths, nose, or eyes. And whereas on January 30th, 2020, the International Health Regulatory Emergency Committee of the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of COVID-19 a public health emergency of international concern. And whereas on January 31st, 2020, Alex M. Alzar II, Secretary of Health and Human Resources, determined and declared a public health emergency exists in the United States in relation to COVID-19. And whereas on February 1st, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health issued a statewide health network to provide local health departments with updated guidance for COVID-19. And whereas on March 9th, 2020, testing by the Department of Health confirmed that 3 patients were positive for COVID-19 in the state of Ohio. That number now has risen, creating a potential dangerous condition which may affect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Ohio. And whereas on March 9, 2020, Governor Mike DeWine signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency for the entire state of Ohio in relationship to COVID-19, pursuant to the governor's authority vested in him by the Constitution, the laws of the state of Ohio in accordance with revised code section 5502.22, and whereas the governor's executive order declaring a state of emergency for this entire state of Ohio urges all citizens to heed the advice of the Department of Health and other emergency officials regarding COVID-19 in order to protect their health and safety. And whereas on March 12, 2020, Governor DeWine announced the closing of all kindergartens through 12th grade schools through April 3, 2020, in the Ohio Department of Health, director signed an order prohibiting mass gatherings in the state of Ohio. And whereas on March 13, 2020, President Donald J. Trump declared a national emergency, invoking the Stanford Act and allowing the Federal Emergency Management Agency to coordinate disaster response and aid state and local governments in addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas on March 13, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health issued an amended director's order to limit access to Ohio nursing homes and similar facilities. Whereas on March 14, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health issued an amended director's order to require health screening for admission to the state operated psychiatric hospitals in Ohio Department of Youth Service facilities and issued a director's order closing all K-12 schools in Ohio. Whereas on March 15th, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health issued a director's order to restrict the sale of alcohol, food, and other beverages to carry out sales and delivery only, and issued interim guidance limiting mass gatherings to no more than 50 people. Whereas on March 16, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health issued a director's order closing all polling locations on March 17, 2020 in the state of Ohio. Whereas currently the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and CDC, lists over 10,781 cases in the United States and over 491 worldwide cases of COVID-19 and over 6,606 deaths. Whereas the state of Ohio has 89 confirmed cases, again that has risen, and is currently experiencing community spread of the virus that caused COVID-19. And whereas the CDC has advised those that have possible or confirmed COVID-19 to stay home from work, school, and away from other public places. And whereas in the city of Circleville and across Pickaway County, there is a current threat of an acute hazardous disease, illness, or health condition, especially COVID-19, that is believed to be caused by the appearance of a novel infectious agency. And whereas in the city of Circleville, this threat has already impacted the daily lives of the citizens of the city of Circleville, and the need for the citizens and the city of Circleville employees to stay home from work and other public places should they be exposed to the virus substantially impairs the functioning of city government and its ability to protect the lives and property of the citizens of the city of Circleville, Ohio. Now therefore, I, Don Lord McIlroy, Mayor of the City of Circleville, virtue of the authority vested in me by the Ohio Constitution, the Ohio Revised Code, and Section 121.01 of the ordinances of the City of Circleville, do hereby order and direct that 1, due to the imminent threat of this acutely hazardous disease, posing a high probability of widespread exposure to an infectious agency that possesses a significant risk of substantial harm to a large number of people, a large number of serious or long-term disabilities, or a large number of deaths, a state of emergency is declared for the entire city of Circleville to protect the lives and well-being of the citizens of the city as well as those who work, attend school, and visit the city from the dangerous effects of the COVID-19. 2, I further suspend all regulatory provisions of the City of Circleville as necessary to allow for the continued ability of the city to meet payroll, process insurance benefits, and pay vendors during the time of the emergency. 3, I hereby further direct that all departments and agencies of the City of Circleville are hereby directed to take whatever steps necessary to exercise the utmost diligence in the discharge of the duties required of them for the duration of the emergency and in the extension of the emergency laws, regulations, and directives of the state of Ohio to preserve the public safety and provide all required available assistance vital to the security, well-being, and health of residents, businesses, and visitors in the city of Circleville. 4, this executive order shall take effect immediately and remain in full force and effect until the emergency no longer exists, such time to be determined by the governor of the state of Ohio, as determined by the director of health of the state of Ohio, and the executive director of the Emergency Management Agency for the state of Ohio. I have witnessed this as of March 19th, 2020. Donald R. McIlroy, Mayor of the City of Circleville. Services to our citizens will remain intact and there should be no interruption of service. The majority of this state of emergency is internal and affects the safety of our employees and our associates. I will open this up to any questions.
This is, I believe, your first such order, and probably is the first order of the city in maybe 100 years?
Yeah, I'm in my 9th year as the mayor of the city of Circleville, and this is the first time that I've issued this. And I can't remember as a citizen living here for about 27 years that we've been in this situation.
So what employees are you going to have that are going to stay home, and what employees are going to continue to work?
All of our employees that are called necessary employees, police, fire, people that are producing water for us, our sewer departments, they will all be working. Police and fire will have no interruption as to their service. They will still have their 3 shifts. We will probably do a situation where we will do some shifting around of other departments. We will see a lot of administrative staff go home, working from their home. We ask all of these employees that will be remaining home to be prepared to come to work within an hour's time. We think this is the right time. We think this is the right thing to do. We value our employees. We know that this is a difficult time. We wanted to make sure that we continue to make sure that they get a paycheck. And this allows that to happen, the executive order that I just stated. So there will be no interruption as to their paychecks. So, and we think that was very, very important. And I thank the auditor, the city law director, the municipal judge, David Crawford, with city council, and our HR director for assisting me with that decision.
I know that there's been some online sources out there that have talked about, and I don't think they're particularly news sources, but just people are talking about cases in Pickaway County. And I know, and I want you to verify, to the people out there, that there is no cases in Circleville and there's no cases confirmed in Pickaway County.
I work very, very closely with the Pickaway County Health Department, and I have heard of no cases in Pickaway County and no cases in the city of Circleville.
And
You got one more?
yeah, I got one more. So why today for this declaration? What's so special about today?
Today was thinking about our employees and making sure that they are safe and making sure that they don't have contact. A lot of our employees, especially in our court system, they work very, very closely together within 6 feet. So we need to practice what everyone is talking about. Okay, and we thought this was very, very important to get this done and get it done today.
Okay.
This is a very clear message, I think, to the community and to the employees of the city, that you guys are taking this seriously. Do you care to address or have any message for the community? I know that there are a lot of people who are maybe afraid or uncertain and have a little anxiety. Do you have anything you would say to maybe reassure the community in this kind of unprecedented time for all of us?
Well, I am 74 years old. I've had the opportunity, or the unfortunate opportunity, to see a lot of strange things happen in my lifetime. We had a Vietnam War, we had the Iraq War, we had 9/11. This country seems to come together, and I think that because of that, and we continue to understand that this will be something that we will beat, and life will get back to normal here very, very shortly. So we can go about our lives, but we've overcome these things in the past. And again, I just want to thank the citizens of Circleville. They have just been outstanding. Whether it be, I haven't heard too much of hoarding of different goods, and I think that's great because they have a real desire to help their neighbors also, and that's one of the things that we do here in the city of Circleville. So let's all work together, and we'll get through this, and life will get back to normal.
And I think that's all I have.
That's all I have. Perfect.
So
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank-
All right, guys. You heard it from the boss. So